Hey everybody, Mac and Damer here for OCR Kings, and it is that time again. We've got a
Right.
map coming at you for Dallas.
That's
We
right.
liked Dallas. Remember going to the Dallas Ultra out there? That
2022 for us.
that
Yeah.
was that was awesome.
That
That was
was
awesome.
that was a great trip. That was great weather. That was
Yeah,
great venue. That was a
yeah,
great course.
yeah.
So,
Cool people too.
yeah.
Big up to Texas. Definitely, and I agree with you. I love this course. And the good news for everybody is that it's almost identical to when we were out there. We're looking at the
Yeah.
24 map here, and
Yeah.
we'll show you the 22 map. Okay, the colors
Yeah.
have changed,
That's
but
right.
the
Snuck.
course really hasn't.
That's right.
Okay.
Snuck in a super there, but for the most part,
It's pretty much the same, which is actually good news because the terrain
the
is
terrain is,
pretty flat. It's don't you think? I mean, do you disagree?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, very flat. Super cool terrain though, because it was like it felt like different environments. You're in river gullies and
Hmm.
dried flash flood beds where like the ground was so hard.
Yep.
And it was like cacti here and there attacking people. It was,
That was
I mean, it
pretty
was just a really cool scene that you get to be a part of out there. So I do love the location.
absolutely.
That's in the Granbury, Texas.
Yep. And you mentioned they did add a super. They didn't have that the year we were out there. So that's pretty
Correct.
cool. You got a trifecta weekend going here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sprint, super beast off. Yep, ultra-effecta, if you will. I remember this area in the loop being very like kind of wooded,
Yeah,
whereas
that was
some of this
like
other stuff
pine,
was
very
out in the
pine
open.
tree area in that space. Yep.
Yeah, but if you're doing an ultra here, I found it really special. You're going out in the dark and you're trying to make your
Yeah.
way through like the some of the uh prickly stuff that you had mentioned. And it's dark for a while, and then daylight comes up over the desert, and that was really striking. We were on
That was
A-frame
cool.
cargo when that happened. That was awesome. But then when you
Yep.
go out for lap two, it's almost like brand new terrain because it was
Yes.
dark the first time out. You couldn't see
That's
where the
right.
hell you were going, really.
That's right.
So that was fantastic. So if
It,
you're not doing an ultra and you're doing a sprint, definitely a super. Beast is long, but you're in for some flat terrain, and I think that's going to be
yep.
pretty awesome. Time for maybe a personal record, personal best. This would be the course
It's
to do it, I
of
think.
course. I mean, one thing is when we were there, the weather was dry and there was a pretty strong wind. So it was
Yeah.
like
Hot window,
it was
dusty one.
yeah, it was super dusty. So that was something definitely something that we from the east were not used to.
That was yeah, it was like in the low to mid 90s at its highest.
Yeah.
So it was
And
hot, but
and like you said, pretty much for the tree cover, it was mostly in that ultra additional loop.
yeah.
So bring some sunblock
Yeah.
if it's a sunny
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if not, make your way to Walmart, well, like we did, and get that. What was this?
That's right.
Lidocaine,
Yes, that's
Big
right.
Daddy Cane. I don't know. It was just getting
Yeah.
pretty burned on the neck there.
Yeah.
So definitely protect yourself. Sunblock is a great idea, Damer. Um, Here's the loop by us, in 22.
Yep. That's right.
It's a little bit more zigzaggy, but it's right there. And let me guess, are you going to get the Irish tables out there? Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
but
the
so is
beasts will
yeah,
get them too.
so is Beast. Yep.
That was an underwhelming obstacle.
It's like
Fun.
the mini
Yeah,
Irish
the
table.
kiddie tables.
Yeah.
Yeah. The obstacles, no surprises here. We see all of the favorites, over unders, not being one of them, but it's definitely out there for everybody. 4 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot walls, very, very good. eight
Yep.
foot walls just for the beasts and the ultras. So
Yeah, I mean, I even like the like a Twister, Stairway to Sparta, Box Olympus, also in the super length. Like that's just kind of cool.
that's cool.
Sometimes you leave or you miss some of those by not doing the beast. Definitely, you don't see those when you do the sprint.
Right.
But
And
it's like,
it makes so much sense. Just add the super. You know, the super is like the neglected
yeah,
sort of sibling out of all
yeah,
of the Spartan
and
races,
I,
and it makes
and
stick it in there.
I like that distance.
Yep.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. It was like the
Yeah.
sprints over too quick, and the beast, depending on the venue, can get pretty difficult. And it's
Yes.
like, so it's like the super is just a good way to really push yourself and see how well you can do on the obstacles and for time.
I totally agree with you. I think it
Yeah,
might be the perfect length.
yeah, yep.
You know, if you're going out for like a weekend maintenance run,
Yeah,
you're doing a super distance. You know,
definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
So, and what? Yeah, like the signature obstacles that you just mentioned are in the up to the
And
super. Yeah, and you're
they're
not
kind of
missing anything. Yeah.
they're kind of at the top of the batting order there. So it's
Yep.
like they're early on, which is pretty cool. It
Yeah,
was like then we've got some typicals in there.
I see
It's
the
like,
bucket carry is later. I remember the bucket carry in 22,
yep,
especially in the morning, being like, when is this going to end? And then the sandbag carry toward the end.
yep.
I don't
And
know.
they
It was
even
like over here. That was like, okay,
yeah.
enough. I'm good. Can
And
we?
even here you look at sandbag carry 2 at number 28 and then immediately following an Atlas carry 29.
Uh-huh.
So you got some definite arm
Some arm stuff to
doubling up there before the spear throw.
tire you out before you throw the spear.
Yep. Then you get wet. So a little dunk wall, rolling mud, slip wall, and hang on to those slippery rings as you
Fall
finish up.
off. Yeah. No fire jump this year. You
Yep,
know,
that's right.
it's got to be dry out there. I mean, there wasn't really that much in danger of, catching on fire when we were
Yeah,
there, and it was
it was
super
just
dry.
it was just in like a pit of sand, but it was the solo stove sponsored fire jump
That's right.
in 2022.
And for us, it was the fire step over. After the 30 miles, it was like, nah, let's
Yeah.
step over this.
Right.
So, yeah, some good advice. Sunblock definitely. Also, watch out for cow pies because there were a lot of turds. Remember, it was like a horse kind of
Wasn't there
arena where the transition area was. There was
remember like the deer that just like fell over
Boy, get
dead
shot. They would.
like right there on the
It
trail
was
just
like right in here.
yeah.
It was boom, gunshot up. Deer falls over
Yeah.
dead. Blood comes out of its mouth, and the guy comes through with like the golf cart or whatever the hell, the John Deere cart, and it's like, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
hey, I didn't get shot, so that's no
Yeah.
problem. So there was a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so random.
yeah, very random. But I loved
Yeah.
this race. I loved this venue.
Yeah.
This is one of my all-time faves because coming from the Northeast, it's very different, the terrain. Yes, it's
Yeah.
flat and we were
Yeah.
hilly over here, but it's dry in those riverbeds that were from the
Those
Cretaceous period.
those
That
things were like
like
concrete, but
cement.
it
Yeah.
was really cool just running in them. So I was
Yeah.
like, hopefully this routes through that same exact terrain because that was really cool.
It looked like it was some of this wherever these white veins are could have been some of that or
Yeah, it was I mean, definitely it was in those.
yeah, so some of ours were on the way coming back to like the festival area, and it was a straight shot. I bet it was right here. That was where
Yeah,
the
yep.
shale, the pieces were, and they
Oh
made like
yeah.
that
They
slate.
made a weird noise. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were all like hollow. Yeah.
we got to get the
It was very
footage
cool.
where the guy comes running by. He's got the red headband, and he just eats shit. He crashes right on his face, and I'm like, oh, and he springs right up, and you're like, good job.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, good job. Yeah,
It
well,
didn't. It didn't sound like words of
I,
encouragement. I think
I
that's what it was. You're like,
I meant
good
good
job,
job on the getting up, not good job on the
not
eating crap.
smashing your
But
face in. Good job.
yeah, it was all very loose. Like
That
every step caused your ankles to bob and weave and roll. So it's
that
like,
that was
what were you doing, buddy?
yeah, slow down. So, I'm assuming it's going to be toasty warm, even though it's kind of mid to
Yeah.
late October.
I don't know. Can we look at the weather quick?
Yeah, check it out.
What is it? Let's see. Okay, so for the weekend, it's high at 80, high at 82, mostly sunny, almost no chance of precip. So
Wow. Beautiful.
better weather, yeah.
Yeah, better than we had.
I mean,
And
yeah.
wow, that is fantastic. Yep, so even if you go out in the morning
Yep, I
for
do.
your ultra, it'd be in the high 50s, so a little on the chilly side, but then
Yep,
80 it
more
maxes out at or mid
80s,
80s?
80, 80s really nice.
Amazing.
It looks like there's a 14, 12 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour on Sunday wind. So
Okay, it's going to pick up some of
could
that
could
granular stuff.
could pick up
Yeah.
some of that light stuff and blow it around, but
This is
still cool you off. So that's not bad.
this was the first
Nice
race
weekend.
ever that I wore sunglasses for.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was freaking great.
Ah,
So
yeah,
if you've got a pair of running glasses and you're concerned about dust getting in your eye, it's a good time to put those things on. Highly recommended. So unfortunately,
that's
we won't be going to this event this year, but we want to hear from folks who are going. So definitely check back in.
that's right.
Let us know how the course was, how the obstacles were, and how your experience went. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Definitely helps to keep the channel growing. It's greatly appreciated. And in the near future, we hope to see you out there on the course. But until that time, remember, as always, train hard.
Have fun.